How's it going, friends? Hey, and welcome. Welcome to this podcast, and welcome to one of the best times of the year. As you're listening to this, summer is upon us. My favorite time of year. I love the heat. I love the picnics. I love the water. I love all the family memories and the trips. Jordan, what's your favorite time of year?
Dude, I would say summertime because I'm so excited for boating season, but I don't have a boat this year, man. I'm pretty depressed going into summer.
yeah.
I'm like, I got to figure this out. I've had a boat the last 3 or 4 summers, and it's been awesome.
It is.
And now I'm like, have to find that friend who has a boat and doesn't get mad at me every time I ask him, like, hey, can we take your boat out? Hey, can we go out on your boat this weekend?
Owning a boat is great, but it comes with so many problems. One of the only thing better than owning a boat is having a friend who owns a boat.
That's exactly right.
And they have to do all the braking, all the mechanic work, all the gas. They have to do all
Right.
the docking and so much effort. But yes, going on the lake, making memories. So here's why we're doing today's episode. All right, back in January 1, 2026, you and I and millions and billions of people all around the world, they did this thing where they called and they made themselves resolutions.
New Year's resolutions.
Made a vow. You promised. You made a journal. This year, I'm going to do this. And so
right.
Here's what we're going to do today. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do like a pre-summer check-in, a mid-year check-in.
All right.
And we're going to read to you the top 8 resolutions that people made January 1, 2026. And we're going to talk about them. We're going to laugh. We're going to giggle. We're going to motivate. We're going to inspire. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a check-in. I have a new program, actually. I don't know if you know this, Jordan.
Oh, really?
It's called the Monthly Parent Reset.
Okay.
It's called the Monthly Parent Reset, where parents can come and meet with me on a live Zoom once a month. And I do
Reset.
live Q&A. I do
Love
role
it.
playing with them.
Love
I give them solutions. I said, here's how you solve this problem with your kid. Okay, this situation, here's what you need to do.
Good.
And they also get access to all of my videos, my video course, my parent guide, my parent playbook, my parenting assessment. And so I'm getting a ton of great feedback from it. So because resets are really good.
Yeah, that's what coaches are there for. They're to keep us or to help keep us on track. Without a coach, you're just relying on yourself. And let's be honest, I like to cheat every once in a while. And if I cheat too much, I never get back on track. So I need someone to slap me around the face, be like, yo, what are you doing? You've cheated too much. You got to get back on your diet. You got to get back on the track and go for the gold.
So much of our lives, I think you'd agree, has to do with us kind of like staying in a good path, making good choices. And then, and that could be personal life, marriage, parenting, businesses, finances. And then we sabotage ourselves and we veer off the path.
Yeah.
And we need to, pause and we need to get reconnected, recommitted. We need to turn away from that bad stuff. And that's kind of what we're going to do today, right?
Right. And we don't want this to make you feel bad. I think the one thing about checking in on New Year's resolutions is realizing how much we haven't done. And so we feel like we're a failure. But here's the good news, guys. We still have more than half the year left to at least attempt some of this stuff.
Yes.
That's all we're asking. Let's just attempt, because even just trying, I think you're going to find some success in one way or another.
I'm really glad you said that, because I need to be reminded of that, of how many parents, they're very hard on themselves, man. Really hard on themselves. And sometimes I have, parents in my VIP membership. I say, hey, how can I help you today? What do you need from me? Do you need a pep talk?
Nice.
Do you need a solution? Do you need a hug?
Yeah.
Do you need me to challenge you, keep you accountable? And sometimes people say, I need a pep talk from you, Sean, because they're just so hard on themselves, man.
I know.
And they beat themselves up. I'm not a good mom, and I'm screwing my kids up. And I do it. I give them what they want. I give them that pep talk.
Well,
and
I'm glad.
I'm
glad you ask, because sometimes we have that friend that'll give us the pep talk when we're not ready to accept the pep talk. Yeah. And you're like, dude, now's not the time. I kind of appreciate what you're doing, but not right now. So that's A, that's cool that you ask, and B, that's even cooler that the folks fess up to it. Like, you know what? No, I do need it. Instead of thinking I'm too tough for it. I don't need it. I got it. No, I really do need it.
Jordan actually just gave us all a great parenting tip too. Remember that when your kids come to you, they're hurting, they're sad, they're angry, they've, going through something. remember to just to ask them this. Hey, do you just want me to listen or do you want advice? Do you want me to listen or do you want like a pep talk? And you'll find that almost all the time, you know what your kids are going to say. Mm-hmm. You know what they're going to say. They don't want your dumb pep talk. And sometimes they do. All right, so let's get into it. We got 8 things that parents did in 2026, resolutions. Let's have some fun with it, and I'm going to give some tools and some tips as we go along the way. Jordan, Get us started.
All right, so the first thing, you could probably argue that this is probably one of the most common New Year's resolutions that we've all had as parents, right? Mm-hmm. And that is, well, there's probably a number, but I think a big one is for us to be more patient. How many times have we gone off, snapped, went out of line, maybe just got too aggressive, was teaching too soon, and we think, man, if I only would have waited, if I would have just taken a time out, right? And so I think that's important. A big one is like yelling less, because we tend to yell because our emotions are firing up. I actually saw a funny meme about this the other day. You've probably seen it, right, when you're scrolling. It said, I've stopped yelling at my kids, and here's how it's gone. Like, here's the update, right? And you would think okay. You would think it would be good. Like, okay, so like, and it's the exact opposite. It's like they weren't at school on time. They didn't get dressed on time. They didn't finish their homework, right? Like all the problems that happen because they weren't yelling, right? Instead of like what we want, and that's to not yell and have our kids be responsible.
My favorite, it's viral right now. It's usually of a mom like standing in front of a mirror so you can see it. And she says, day 1 of not yelling at my kids. Day 2 of not yelling at my kids. Day 1 of not yelling at Day 1 of not, you're right. Or it's like,
because
day
you're
1
trying
of
to go
not,
30 days.
Right?
Yeah, you can't
day
even
1 of not nagging my husband.
Right.
Day 1 of not hating my husband. Day 1 of not hating my husband, right?
Oh,
hey,
so
let me, I want to give some tips and tools throughout this. Can I tell you some things? My process, which I teach people of how to become these calm, connected parents. I mean, it's top tier. It's so deep. It's so effective. It has changed so many people's lives. I don't want to take full credit for it because these are things that I've learned over 25 years, and I just pass it on, right? I pay it forward. But here's 2 of the things that I teach, and I'd love to get your opinion on them. Okay, real quick. All right. One is that if you yell a lot, you're not a bad parent. It just means you need new tools.
Because we care, right?
Yeah.
But we just don't know how to express how we care.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't know what else to do, then you're going to yell.
Yeah.
And where are you supposed to get tools from? Like, you get tools from either books, your parents, or from doing work.
Right. Yep.
So one way, instead of looking at, I need to calm down, I need to go to therapy, I need to be a more calm person, don't look at it that way.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a fiery person, good for you. That's your gift. The key is, how do you get more tools? Because when you use the tools, they work so much better than yelling. Then you won't have to yell so much. That's
right.
Do you think that's a good take? That's like
a
short version of it.
Yeah. I think it's like you're looking at what you could argue society looks at as a negative, right? About you. In reality, Sean's saying, like, no, that's a positive. You just have to use it in the right way. Don't use it all the time like you're using it right now, because then you're known as a person who snaps all the time. But if you do it in the right setting, then it could be positive.
Here's take 2. Here's something. This is kind of an edgy comment because, as you know, I love therapists. I love psychologists. I love school counselors. I have many clients who are therapists and psychologists. They come to me looking for help and advice. But here's what I found. Is that if you're going to your therapist to trying to become a better parent or a more calm parent, it's probably not going to work. Here's why. Because the key to good, calm parenting is actually not staying calm. Staying calm is kind of overrated, because if your kids are acting out, whether they're 6 and they're hitting each other, or they're 16 and they're just like abusing screens, you can only stay calm for a little bit of time before you lose it, or you just give in, right? So the key to being calm is not actually staying calm. Like, I've told this story a few times. I had a newer member. She's like, Sean, you'd be so proud of me. My kids were acting out so bad, and I stayed calm for an hour. And then I lost it.
But were you like, but you allowed it for an hour?
Exactly. I'm like, she's like, and then I'm so disappointed in myself because then I lost it. Yeah. And I went back to the old ways. I was like, what is going on? No one can stay calm for an hour.
Yeah.
Right?
That's hard.
Like, so the key to working on your anger management is not just working on yourself and your triggers. Yeah, that's, of course, an important part of it.
Of course.
But it's about how do you guide your children, mentor their children in better behavior. That way you don't have to work so hard on white-knuckling it and yelling, right?
Can I tell you, I'm going to be vulnerable here for a second, and a lot of you listening are probably kind of in the same thought process as me. Here's the thing. When I'm trying to do something, let's say you're a golfer, right? You have to practice so much to get, every shot like the back of your hand. Oh, it's lying at this angle. I know I have to use this swing. I know I have to, put my body in this way. And you have to do it so much where it seems natural, right? Mm-hmm. So like for me, these tools that you preach, I feel like I know. I talk about them with you all the time every week. But sometimes in the moment when it's the big game, right?
Yep.
It's like fourth quarter, you've got 2 minutes left, you're
Yep.
driving down the field, you're down by 6, and you need to score a touchdown. In my case, it's I'm driving home from picking up the kids from school, they're screaming at each other, they're fighting about the stupidest thing, and I'm like losing it. In my mind, I don't have the tools at that time.
Yeah.
I can't remember everything I've practiced leading up to it.
So normal, right?
And I think maybe this is one of the reasons why what's-her-name was saying she's so proud of herself for staying calm for an hour.
Yeah.
Because I could see myself for an hour not figuring out what to say to shut them up without yelling,
Totally, man. Right. I like that story. It makes me remind of why so many parents are kind of waking up to the confusion of gentle parenting and how it doesn't really work, because you can say to your kids 25 times in a gentle way to X, Y, and Z to stop, but that doesn't mean it's going to change their behavior. You need good, firm tools.
Right. What's the perfect thing to say right now so they can learn and I don't drive us off a cliff, right?
Right, yeah. All right, so let's keep going down the list. We're doing a reset here. So just to do a little transition, if you made the vow to really work on your yelling and to staying more patient, well, here you are. Today is a good day to get reset and be like, all right, I'm really going to work on this. I'm going to get the tools I need. I'm going to do the self-care I need. All right, here's number 2. Number 2 on the pre-summer check-in, the number 2 resolution that people made is that we made as parents was that we're going to put the phone down and be present.
That is a great goal. Let me check in mentally before we move on. I feel like I've done pretty good.
Good. According to University of Michigan poll, over 50% of parents set a goal to cut back on phone and digital distractions, making this one of the top changes parents want to make. The motivation is clear. Parents want to lead by example for their kids and be more engaged. Research suggests that when parents unplug and give full attention, it benefits the whole family's emotional health.
Yeah. My littlest is into video games right now. He'll play like Super Mario Brothers. He'll be like, he'll be like, Dad, can we play Super Mario Brothers? I'm like, sure, Kenlon, let's go play. And then, sitting there watching him die a million times. I'm like, I'm just going to get on my phone real quick. I'm just going to get on my phone real quick because I'm watching the same thing over and over. And he goes, Dad, no phone. Watch me. No phone. He just wants me to watch him, right?
Yes.
So that is an important, process of okay, he's actually watching me watch him.
I love that. I love that your kid is coaching you, that he has the guts to speak up, because let's talk about something kind of sad for a second. If you didn't put your phone down on a regular basis, he might stop asking you to watch him.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
So he believes that he has power. This sweet little 8-year-old boy with Down syndrome has power to influence his dad. And all he needs to say, is he 8? How old is he?
He just, 7. Well, 7, 8. Yeah,
he's 7.
7.
He believes that his dad loves him, and all he needs to say is, Dad, watch me.
Yeah.
And you'll actually get recentered and
totally.
do it.
100%. Yeah. And you know what? How many years do we have for kids to say that to their parents?
Oh, dude.
I don't know. I'm thankful I still have 12-year-olds that'll say, watch me. And I'm like, okay, I will.
But for how much longer, right?
How much
12.
longer, man? I don't know.
Right? Do 15-year-olds say, but this is kind of a dark drama, but like, if your 8-year-old, if your 10-year-old is not saying, Dad, watch me, Mom, watch me. Well, why? Is it because they've already asked and you've already said no? They just have given up, and they're just. Today's a great day to get recentered.
Good
and
call.
To
put the phone down.
Put the phone down for all of us.
Be present.
Be present. It's something we're all trying to do. All right, number 3.
Number 3, stay consistent with discipline and routines. That was probably on our list. Like this year, I'm going to have them do chores. I'm going to make sure they come home and clean their room right away.
Yep.
They get their homework done. How's that going? Are they coming straight home, putting the trash cans away, or are they coming right home and hopping on the iPad? Are they coming right home, doing their homework, or are they coming right home, going out and playing? I don't know what it is, but it just depends what your goal was and how it's evolving. We're talking half of parents, like even more than half, almost 60% to one of these reports that want to be more consistent with discipline in the new year, something more structure. I guess discipline's kind of a scary word, but structure. Clear boundaries. Enforcing them calmly, that's key, reliably. Make sure that you are being efficient in the way you're communicating. Parenting expert notes that firm and consistent boundaries made for kids who know their place in the family and the world, which is why resolution resonates within so many families.
That really makes sense. I just want to give a special shout out to 3 types of moms. Big shout out to stay-at-home moms, homeschooling moms, and working moms.
Good point.
Because if you struggle with structure and consistency, you are not alone. It is really, really tough to have a lot of structure and consistency if you're one of those 3 types of moms. And so keep up the good work. Don't be too hard on yourself. And if you are married or you live or you love one of those type of moms, please give these moms extra grace and gentleness and sweetness, because it's just tough having one of those roles,
That's good. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Number 4, New Year's resolution should not come as any surprise. I love seeing on this list is that we said our 4th goal was to prioritize healthy meals and nutrition. About half of U.S. parents in one poll said that they plan to provide healthier meals and snacks for their kids in the new year. This might mean adding more vegetables on the plate, avoiding sugary drinks, or simply cooking at home more often.
That's good. I put vegetables on my kids' plates, and they go right in the trash. I'm like, you guys, just try it. I've already tried it, Dad. I've already had it. It's not good. I don't like it. I'm like, my gosh. Like,
oh, goodness. That's funny.
These kids.
That's
Meanwhile,
funny.
I literally had my son yesterday. What did he say? He was eating something.
Okay.
And I was like, guys, I'm hungry. I just need some food. And it was something caved. I was like, I'm going to go to McDonald's or something. And he's like, no, I don't want to put any junk in my body. I turned around.
He said that?
Yeah, he said that. I turned around. The dude's munching on like not a smoothie, but like a Frosty.
Yes.
Right? Like a milkshake. I'm like, you're
Right.
saying that, bro, when you're eating
Right.
a milkshake right now. And we're going to go home and you're going to say, can I have a s'more or can I have a marshmallow? Like, you can't fool me with, I don't want to put junk in my body.
He's not consistent, but hey, the fact that he said that at this young age, that's a jam. That's a good thing. Here's a couple things. If you got really young kids, here's a couple tips. If you got really young kids, I would suggest you do what my wife and I did, which is you put that healthy food on the plates and you said, no, you have to eat it. You're not getting up until you eat it. We did that with all of our kids. We forced them to eat mushrooms, potatoes, yams, all types of veggies, and we saw them torture through it, and then they get through it, and then they eat it, and they get used to it. Number 2, idea for you, depending on age appropriateness, is do something that my sister Molly did, which means when you're 5 years old, you have to take 5 bites of healthy vegetables. When you're
I like
6,
that.
you have to
That's
take
good.
6 bites. When you're 8, you have to take 8 bites. And if you got teenagers and you got different issues around food, because who doesn't? Well, then fill the house with healthy foods and snacks, and don't fill it with junk food. And then when they're saying we have no food, and they whine to you, because every teenager is going to say that, even if even if you just got home from Costco or Sam's Club 10 minutes ago, they're going to open up the cupboard, and they're going to say, "Where's the food?" Well, a great hack would be just only buy healthy foods, and you say, "There it is. That's what we have." and then you just try to ignore them when they're whining about the food. Those are some great hacks. All right, let's keep going to number 5.
And now this is on the same topic. It's actually, I was surprised about how this one was put together, but apparently one of the most common goals for parents is to not only get active and exercise, but it's to get active and exercise with your kids.
I like
right?
this.
I didn't know this was a goal, but we're talking like over a third of parents, almost 40%, plan or have a plan to want to exercise with their kids more regularly. And there's this online platform called Fatherly. They noted that roughly 40% of moms and 30% of dads specifically hope to be more active with their kids. So just think of like, let's go on a hike. That counts. Let's go on a bike ride. That counts, right? And so the key is like whatever you're doing is to make it fun.
Fun.
And there's a lot of times when I've had to force my kids to go on a hike to a waterfall. They were dreading it. But then during the process, they loved it. So it goes into what you're saying about forcing them to eat. You just really get out and do something fun.
Dude, big shout out to my wife, Danielle. You know, we've got 21, 16, and 9 in the house, very spaced out in age. And they're all girls. And so, but she's exercising with all of them. We see them doing Pilates. We built a gym in our garage. She forces the girls to come out there sometimes. Nope, you're working out with me. No, you are working out. And just really, really nice. A little bit of jealous because I wish that they would work out with me, or that maybe, maybe one day I'll have a grandson who will want to lift weights with me. It's all good. Yeah. But yeah, just keep it up and try to force and encourage those kids into working out with you.
You know how you used to like play dolls with your daughter when you didn't want to? If you were to throw on the spandex and maybe go and do some 80s aerobics, they might be down, bro.
I do. I don't do 80s aerobics, but I do my wife's workouts. My wife's workouts with her. She uses like a video workout.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, man. I'm working out with my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But you got to wear the 80s spandex. Like I want to see Sean Don.
I'll send you a photo. I'll do it just for you.
Do.
Private photo. All right, number 6. New Year's resolution, summer reset would be spend quality one-on-one time with your children.
Okay, right? What does that look like?
So something that you might have seen if you have younger kids, which is like, 11 and under, a popular term that's come about in the last 15 years is what's called special time.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
Yes.
Yeah. Special time is this idea, this concept that, every day you're going to devote 10 to 20 minutes of special time for each child they have. So in a perfect world, really hard to do, every child gets 10 minutes of alone time with you every day.
Oh, every day. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
Okay.
And I remember I used to do this because I used to have 3 young kids. And so I would give them special time. And sometimes they would complain or they would whine, I want more time, or Dad, I want you right now. And I'd say, no, I'm having special time with your sibling right now.
Okay.
And just that undivided time. That's just like a good goal to have. Do you think that's generally sounds like a good, healthy thing?
Totally. I didn't do this, so you have. I can only ask you on this podcast right now. Was it accomplishable? Like, were you able to devote that? I guess that would be 60 minutes or 30 minutes, depending for each kid, or total. Were you able to do that every day?
Well, no, of course not.
Right. Okay.
Right? No.
Yeah.
Some people can, some people can't. And some days were good, some days were bad. Sometimes you get off the path, and then you got to reset.
Okay. Did you ever take them on individual trips?
My wife has.
Okay.
But no, I wish I tried. But we've done day trips.
I haven't either, really.
Yeah. That's something cool that some parents are really kind of into, and I'm kind of jealous.
I know, me too. I look at a lot of that. I'm like, man, I wish my kids would want to go with me exercise. But we're busy right now, and I could come up with all these other excuses. But I think this is also a good reminder for us to reflect on our goals and be like, maybe I could do better in that category because I don't do that, and I want to do that.
I think that one of the most important things that we do on this podcast is we are real, we are vulnerable, and we say things like we just said. Like, nope, I wish I'd go on alone trips with my kids, but we just don't do it. I think it's important because, we talk about parenting every week together, and we make a lot of good advice, but it's really important to let everyone know.
Walk
like,
the walk.
No, the opposite.
No, but that we don't do it, but we should
We
try.
don't.
We try to do it.
We don't walk the walk all the
Right.
time.
I know.
We don't have it all figured out.
Correct.
Like, we don't do as we do. We don't do, what is the expression? Do as I say, not as I do. Sometimes I do not do as I say.
Yeah, me too.
And, we have problems, and we need resets too.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I talk a lot about this in the membership that, I went through like a 2-year season with my oldest where our relationship was not as tight as I wanted. I wanted to dance with her every day. I wanted us to be BFFs, and she didn't want that. I wanted to take her out to Chinese food, and she wouldn't even let me take her out for a alone time. She was just, in that 16th or 18-year-old phase, and she wasn't acting out. She just wasn't really opening up, and she was just really into her friends. And I say, how did I get through that? Well, the way that I got through it is I did what we talked about as number one of today's podcast: patience.
Okay.
I was patient with her. I would keep pursuing her. I would regularly feel rejected. I would regularly get rejected, and I didn't give up on her. And now she's 21, and she just rented a little studio in downtown Folsom for her makeup artist business.
Cool.
And she's asked me to come help paint it, help fix it, help build furniture. And I feel like $1 million that I get to be her dad at age 21 and spend quality time with her. And imagine we're sitting in this little studio. It's about 10 feet by 12 foot.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
We had just painted it.
Okay.
There's no furniture. There's a ladder and wet paint drawing. And her and I are sitting down and we're eating Greek food out of styrofoam to-go plates.
Container,
Just talking and enjoying each other. And it was one of the greatest moments of my life,
Yeah.
Just
All
that.
hopped up on the aerosols of paint, of the smell of paint. Dude, that's cool. That's cool, though. That's a great story. All right, number seven. Number 7, as we move on, it goes back on us. So this is a parenting goal, but it's more of a parenting goal because we want to be parents for as long as we can. This is take care of our health, of parent health, self-care for the kids' sake, right? It's like, I want to be here to parent you in a way for as long as I can because I love being your mom. I love being your dad so much. So this is going back to, I think, and there's a lot of awareness on this right now, but like, think about it. You as a parent, you give so much of your time, of your energy, of your effort to our kids. And there's a lot of times when these coaches like you, Sean, are like, when's the last time you went out to coffee by yourself? When's the last time you worked out? When's the last time you thought, what do I want, right? And it's hard because we think that that's being selfish. And you could argue, like, if you do too much of it, it is. But the reality is it's kind of not when we're giving so much that we're just asking for a little bit of time to ourselves.
If you love the outdoors, then you should follow Jordan Steele on Instagram because he's a very skilled, expert, avid outdoorsman. And you have a really nice work-life balance where you spend so much time with your family, your wife, and you are really good at just taking care of yourself. So go follow him on Instagram if you haven't already. And the last things of the resolutions that we made is that we decided to stop comparing ourselves and to drop this horrible thing called parental guilt. A Psychology Today article on parenting resolution urges, instead of dwelling on worries, on guilt, take action and what you can improve, and then forgive yourself for the rest. In online discussions, parents have expressed a desire to focus on what really matters, loving their kids, enjoying them, not sweating the smaller imperfections. One Reddit user said that her mantra for the new year is, I'm not a bad mom for ordering takeout on a hectic day. A simple way to remind herself to let go of unnecessary guilt.
That's so good. Dude, that brings up a childhood with me. We'd order Taco Bell all the time.
Yeah, buddy.
Pancakes for dinner. We just did what we can.
Yeah.
And that was, I feel like I had a great childhood. That's so good.
That's why I think podcasts are so incredible, but they're also so dumb and horrible because we just talked about 8 positive things that we can be doing. But I think it's super common for anyone listening to this to be like, oh, shoot, I'm not doing any of those. I feel like crap. Like that. Don't do that to yourself, right?
Right.
Like a reset is about hope. It's about today is new. It's about, hey, I'm doing the best I can. I want to enjoy this ride.
Yeah, just do one of these things,
Yes.
and you're just going to be that much better.
How about we do a quick little recap? All right. Here are the top 8 things that parents did for New Year's resolutions in 2026. How are you doing on these 8 things?
That's a
Number
great
1.
question. Number 1, be more patient. Yell less. I know I wanted to do that in the beginning. Am I actually doing that? I'm checking back in with myself. I'm doing okay. I could do better for sure. Most of us yell. We're quick to judge. We so often think, man, if I just stayed quiet for a second longer, I would have known what to say in that moment. So be more patient. Yell less. Be that better parent.
Put the phone down and be more present. Oh, it's so tough. These phones are so seductive. They're such a distraction. Parents, let's join together. Let's put it down. Let's be good examples for our kids and enjoy them.
How are you with your consistency with discipline and routines? Because apparently, roughly 60% of us put that on our New Year's resolutions. We want to be more consistent with discipline, or I like to use the word structure, right? We want to make sure that there's a plan for when the kids get home and that they're not deviating from that plan. The reality is we set up this plan and it goes awry in a week or two. So check back in with yourself and make sure you're consistent.
Number 4 resolution was to prioritize healthy meals and nutrition. We are trying to be healthy. We're trying to break patterns. We're trying to be better than our parents. So let's resolve to really keep that as a consistent pattern. Fill our homes with healthy foods.
This one's one of my favorites. Getting active and exercising, not for you, but for your kids, with your kids. A lot of us had that as a New Year's resolution. I want to get outdoors with them more. I want to go on a bike ride with them more. Just do something active with them is what a lot of us, 30 to 40% of us, said we wanted to do with our kids this year. And if we haven't done that, it's easy. Go get a cheap bike from Walmart. Go on a hike. I mean, just do something outside. I think that's important.
Number 6 is to spend more quality time with our children. In fact, 92% of us said that we want to devote more time with our kids. So we can do that. Today is a good day to kind of reset yourself. Be like, all right, summer's coming upon us. I really want to enjoy those children over anything else.
A lot of us, too, think that maybe taking self-care or parental health for ourselves is too selfish. But believe it or not, a lot of us were talking about doing more of that this year. We give so much effort on helping raise our kids and making sure our families have everything that they want that we often neglect ourselves and our own health. So check back in with yourself. Are you doing what you need? Have you gotten a massage in a while? When's the last time you had like pure silence and some me time?
We've all got to do number 8. We can be so hard on ourselves. Stop doing it. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop speaking horrible things to yourself. Stop shaming yourself. Stop guilting yourself. Do the best you can. Speak loving words to yourself. Build yourself up and surround yourself with lovely, positive people who support you. Those are the 8 things we've got to do to be reset, to have a great rest of 2026. Here are top 8 things that parents resolved in 2026. Let's do it.
Yes, I love it. This was such a great podcast. Thank you for doing this for us.
Thanks for letting us be in your lives. Much love, everyone.